The time is now 6:52 on this Tuesday morning, and here's what you need to know before you go.
A former security guard at the deck has been sentenced to probation after being accused of recording a minor and his neighbors without their consent. 63-year-old Perry Burke of Duluth was sentenced to 1 year in prison, but he won't have to serve it if he follows strict conditions, including no contact with victims, attending a sex offender program, and not using drugs or alcohol. He was also given 3 years supervised probation. He pled guilty to a felony charge of interfering with privacy against a minor last month. As part of the plea agreement, his felony harassment charge was dismissed.
Now, an update on a couple accused of setting fire to their Solon Springs restaurant. Stephen and Kimberly Castern are behind bars on arson charges. They own the Hog Wild Barbecue and Smokehouse on Highway 53 in Solon Springs. According to the new court documents, Steve Castern is seen covering a key surveillance camera with a Post-it note a short time before the fire broke out. Investigators also say the couple was seen removing some items and money from the restaurant as well, and then leaving a short time before the fire began. Their insurance policy on the restaurant was also set to dissolve within a couple of months.
Be ready to hit the brakes. 2 bridges in Duluth's Canal Park are undergoing inspections this week, which could mean delays for drivers and pedestrians. Crews began inspecting the aerial lift bridge Monday. The work will continue through the week, requiring frequent and slow lifts so crews can examine key components. City officials are urging commuters to plan ahead for traffic delays near the bridge. Meanwhile, the pedestrian traffic on the Blue Slip Bridge may also face minor slowdowns during inspections.
A road project on Duluth's hillside has now been completed after a decade of planning. The section of road that reopened to the public is north at 6th Avenue East and East 9th Street in Duluth's Central Hillside neighborhood. 10 years ago, concerns were brought up regarding the busy intersection. From advocating to public input to planning details, project leaders celebrated the new adjustment to the road along 6th Avenue East. Drivers and pedestrians will notice improved crosswalks, wider shoulders, a reduction from 4 lanes to 3 with a center median added.
The Iron Trails Motor and Events Center in Virginia is usually home to the Rock Ridge hockey team. But this week, they opened their doors to 40 teams from 25 countries for the Pan-Continental Curling Championships. It's the first time the competition has been held in the United States, with both Virginia and Eveleth as the home sites. Teams from all over the world are competing to qualify for 5 spots in the 2026 Men's and Women's World Championships. For more info about the championships, head to our website, northernnewsnow.com.